I know it's a little lame, I'm zoomed way out, but it was too beautiful here with the birds chirping, a little light ukulele in the background, to not start up a quick little live. Am I kind of from the V2 location? I don't know where that V2 camera's at for sure. I think it's a little to my left. It's hard to compete with that new V2 cam, I gotta say. That's been a pretty good shot, right? So I walked over here without my scope, which is fine because I struggle with that thing anyway. I thought I would just turn it on for a little bit, get a little taste for what it's like this morning. I got a tour in about 45 minutes, so I'm probably going to only make this about 30. If I even go that long. I just thought, you know, if I didn't turn it on, that's when the fountains would go off. It's a beautiful day here today. A little bit of clouds right now, a little bit of sun right now. I'm in the shade. Yeah, practice, practice, practice. In fact, that's what I had intended to do, Brandre, was bring that scope over here and do it 5 or 6 times. I figured out what's a little bit different is my attachment to the scope is a little bit different than Scott's attachment to the scope. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, there is such a huge slope of tephra running up the cliff. You're right, it's pretty impressive. So hopefully later there'll be some big fountains. I hope not Pele or Jesse, that Pele's April fooling us. Take a look over here, it's kind of cool. The steaming bluff and steam vents areas looks pretty cool today too, with the amount of steam going on. If you hear the kind of mellow ukulele in the background, I'm hopeful that's not a copyright issue for me later. I believe it to be just somebody strumming along. If you can even hear it. Can't copyright bird songs. That's for sure. So late last night we made it official that this is episode 16. I guess around 10:30, somewhere in that range. So it's official. It's been bubbling and spilling for as long as I've been watching today. And earlier in the morning I watched some on the cameras. I'm excited for the big fountains. I'm excited for all the people coming on the cruise boat today. They are going to be here coincidentally on a beautiful, sunny, lava-ly day. If we get fountains, it'll be the most exciting for them. My family from tour earlier in the week is on their way back over today from Kona to see the lava. They got here too early on the tour day. We had a lot of fun though. They were so awesome. Great family. And my guest yesterday was an 85-year-old geologist, and we had a blast. We had so much fun. It was a great day going around the volcano, seeing stuff, and I learned some stuff, of course. Every time I get around somebody smarter than me, I'm learning stuff. And a lot of people are smarter than me. Anyway, he's still here, and I'm sure he's out here this morning. He had dinner at the Rim restaurant right behind me last night. So I'm sure he got to see some of this bubbling and oozing going on then. That one looks like it's Blue Hawaiian. They're pretty far up there. I'm glad to know the microphone's working well. That's nice. Because I might not have heard it or noticed it if you guys didn't point it out. Just cruising by. High altitude. Here comes another one, Andre. I don't know if you're looking on Flight Tracker, but I think there's another one coming from the north. Yeah, those new rules are frustrating for those guys. They're way up there if that's USGS. Way above their normal route, that's for sure. I think it's interesting, as much bubbling and oozing and gassing we have, there's very little gas coming out of the actual caldera, or out of the vent there. This guy looks like he's going to be on the same track. Good morning. Aloha, Mary. How you doing? John's here, I think. Scott saw his wingman this morning when they were up here, and I think he went over to Keanakakoi That's where I'm hoping to take my guests in less than an hour. Straight out to Kilauea Overlook and get as close to this as we can. I'm hoping somewhere in the next hour we get big fountaining lava. Yeah, I can definitely see those helicopters. They're way up there. I think they're not USGS. They're skirting the edge of the rim pretty good. I don't know what their new FAA rules are, but there's some days they're not allowed and some days they have to have a high altitude. Third helo on the way. Maybe that one's USGS. Is that one also Blue Hawaiian? I don't see the third yet, but I do have visual on the two that are here a minute ago. USGS usually takes a much more direct, low angle route across the crater. That guy right now is considerably more over the crater than the last guy, so, but still way, way up there. Yeah, Robert, that wall is covered. It's like it's not even a cliff with a floor anymore. It's just a whole big slope. Could probably go tephra snowboarding over there, tephra surfing. Yeah, 9,000 would be the magic number because we're at 4,000. They're supposed to be 5,000 above the floor here. Aloha, Lane. Thanks for tagging along. The floor has changed a lot. Even in the last couple of days, the first day after the eruption stopped, the floor was relatively smooth, and as it degassed and sunk down, it got all lumpy and bumpy and more like. Wish we could get a close-up of it. They all seem to be taking that same route, following each other's trail. All the helicopters, I mean. The lava's just dusting its way, running down the same trail too, of course. So I wasn't aware there was a big crack. This is as tight as I can zoom without any outside equipment. This was planned to be just a quick little update shot. I'm gonna get out some binoculars later and take a look for that crack, Robert. Do it, Lane. Do it. If you're able-bodied, don't have too many family commitments and other things that keep you from coming, do it. I know not everybody can get here, but I try to encourage everybody to do what they can. Lucky we live Hawaii. That's our motto around here. Lucky we live Hawaii. I think I can kind of see here with my naked eye, Robert, all the way across where that's at, where you're talking about. And maybe that's when the top of that cone reopened a little bit where that lava could get out of there. Everybody was worried that the north vent was no glow, completely buried in material from the south vent. Maybe we get nothing. And how does it start? North vent only, no south vent. Another helo. Blue Hawaiian's making that money today. I wish I knew for sure what all the new FAA rules were. But I'm pretty confident they're doing what they can to get in on what they can. I think there's a couple of days they're not supposed to fly at all. And then they have this new high ceiling, or they can be lower but outside the park boundary. Whatever it is, I know it was going to hurt their business. Paradise helicopters closed up. I think it was Paradise. Yeah. At least here. Maybe they're still on other islands. So in Hilo, we're down to just Blue Hawaiian and Safari. Can't take it with you, Lane. But you're talking to one of the cheapest guys around. I have a hard time prying money out of my pocket sometimes. If I just knew how long I was going to live, I could work out the math. I don't want to outlive my money. Kauai is beautiful too. Talk about places for helicopter rides. That is the place for helicopter rides. It's beautiful deep valleys and canyons and lush greenery, waterfalls everywhere. Interestingly, the Big Island has more waterfalls than Kauai. We've also got way more land. It is getting a little helicopter loud here, unfortunately. I don't begrudge those guys an opportunity to come see, though, because I've been that guy that wanted to come in the helicopter before. It does sort of mess with our bird song and ukulele in the background. This guy came over from Kona. He's definitely going to be tourist based, I think. I know the USGS guys come out of Hilo when they come. guy is going for it, right over the middle of the caldera. Still way up there. It does sound heavy. Most of their equipment is big A stars, but that one sounds different than the other four. Andre, I'm gonna have to Google that. I don't get the reference. Maybe that's the song name, but I don't know the song name. I know a lot of music, but not by name. It's kind of funny. Again, we kind of have a strange wind direction for today. There you go. I know it. Incoming chopper music from Apocalypse Now. That's kind of what I was guessing. Jet fuel in the morning, even better. Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Morning. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Didn't Sergio confirm it? Or is that?
I mean, I don't know if the keeper is a name or if it's like a blank for another star.
Well, I'm not going to get my fountains this morning. At least not yet. I got to close it up, pack it up, get back to my truck and get ready for meeting some nice folks from London, I believe. UK for sure. Family of 6. We're going to have a good time today. I'm hoping they're all good walkers and we can walk out to Kilauea.
Tem que comprar desses.
So I don't have anything to pack up except for you guys. So aloha. Have a great day. We'll be live again later today when the fountains are up. Me or Kim, maybe both. We don't want to miss 16. 15 was so impressive. We got to get back here. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out with me. Mahalo.